It is 5:04 a.m. and we are rolling out. We are on our way to Springfield, Missouri. Just leaving the Salt Lake City terminal now. So hopefully the next day and a half goes smooth and we might just make it on time. Got my fingers crossed, knocking on wood, and I'll catch y'all on the other side. Alright, we just pulled out of the prime Salt Lake City terminal, and today's already starting off on the wrong foot. My damn GPS just randomly turned off, and it took me a good 5 minutes to get it out to turn back on. I had to reboot it. It's one of those weeks. If you're thinking about becoming a truck driver and you haven't gotten out here yet, just be ready for these hell weeks. Because you're gonna have a week every so often that's just gonna be like the worst week of your life. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And this week has definitely been that freaking week. But let's get rolling. Let's get this damn load delivered. Well, I got another status update for y'all, and like I predicted in the last one, the day is already gone to shit. So, they didn't fix anything. I only made it about 40 minutes outside of the Salt Lake City terminal, and the damn trailer ABS light came back on. So now I'm headed back to the terminal. Frickin' ridiculous. I'm so over this shit. Back at the terminal again. I'm back. Trailer ABS light came back on. Ridiculous. Well, back at the terminal again. Check in with y'all in a little bit. Alright, well, since I'm getting my trailer worked on, I figured I'd address an air leak issue that I have every time I release the air brakes. And I was looking around, I was checking everything, and I could hear a leak coming from underneath the fifth wheel. And I have my Pro Air Leak Detector kit here. So there's the leak right there. See all the air bubbles. So let's walk over to the shop and see how much that's going to cost. So I found the leak. It's coming from a valve underneath the fifth wheel. I went inside this shop here in Salt Lake City at the Prime Terminal, and I showed them the video of it leaking and some pictures of where it's leaking from and all that. And they said that, yeah, they could fix that. They're super busy and that it's going to be 2 to 3 days. They'll be able to get it into the service bay tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, but depending on the availability for the parts and how busy they are, they might not be able to get me out of here for 2 to 3 days. Now, I have the truck running right now. It's built air pressure all the way up. It's not leaking air right now. It only leaks air right when you release the parking brakes and you start rolling. And it only leaks air for maybe 5-10 minutes tops, but it doesn't lose all of its air pressure. It drops down to about 100, and then it fixes itself or whatever it does. Because once I get up to like highway speed or like cruising 30-40 miles per hour, the leak stops and it builds air pressure all the way up, and it holds air pressure. So my plan is to get this load to Springfield, and I already called Springfield Freightliner, and they said Monday morning, first thing in the morning, show up. They'll put me right in a bay. They'll check it out. They said it may not be that valve, it may be the air brake chamber or another valve, but they can diagnose it real quick, test it. They said all of the things that it could be, they have in stock, or they can order it and the parts are available. And they said that it'd be 1 or 2 days. So that's the plan. I'm gonna get this load to Springfield and take it to the Freightliner in Springfield. Worst case scenario, if it does take them a little bit longer, at least it's right next to the Prime Terminal. I can get a hotel, do my laundry, do whatever I need to do, but I can get this load delivered and have some extra revenue for the week. And I feel like I can do that safely. So that's the game plan. We're still sitting here at the terminal waiting for them to fix the ABS light. So until they get that trailer fixed, like, we can't roll anywhere anyway. So we'll see what the plan is once the trailer's fixed. But thought I'd give you all a little of an update. May not have another update for today, but if I do, it'll be right after this. All right, it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they fixed the trailer again. So we're hooked back up to it, and hopefully we can get down the damn road without any problems, but we'll see. Check back in a minute. All right, so we literally just got pulled in to the scale house from coming in from Utah into Wyoming. And the reason why I got sent into secondary and had to bring in all my paperwork and everything was because the license plate on this Prime trailer isn't legible. So if it's not legible, that means their scanners or whatever, cameras, whatever, can't read the license plate on the trailer. So they needed to verify the registration on the trailer. So the trailer's fixed. I've made it this far without the ABS light coming back on. But now I just got sent into inspection on a freaking scale house because the license plate on the trailer is not legible. Jesus freaking Christ. Well, I made it to Cheyenne, Wyoming, almost to the border. Today, the last 2 days, like with this dang load, has just been ridiculous. The loads before this one, ridiculous. Like, Prime Inc., if you're watching this video, something's got to be done about this. Like, I know I'm not the only one dealing with this shit. And like I said in the previous videos, it just seems to be getting worse and worse. I've been here almost a year, and I've never had to deal with so much BS, whether it be communication problems, trailer problems, you know, load issues. Like, it just seems like it's getting worse and worse, and it's unnecessary. It's like ridiculous. Like the A fleet drivers should have load choice or choice load or whatever the thing is, where they send you multiple loads and you pick your loads, because that would definitely fix the breakdown in communication between dispatch and sales. Because my main dispatcher, he's awesome. He does a really good job. I'm sure everybody knows who he is. His name is Dylan. Me and him kind of go back and forth from time to time, but when he's in the office doing his job, 90% of the time I don't have to worry about nothing. Everything's gonna be smooth. It's when he's not in the office that shit just hits the fan. Or if something does go wrong when he's in the office, it's not because of him, it's because sales dropped the ball. And it's ridiculous. If we had that load choice option, I think it would eliminate a lot of that problem. And then the other current problem that I'm sure I'm not the only one dealing with is the fact that these drivers and or the shippers and receivers are dropping off damaged trailers knowing damn well that they're damaged, or these shippers are damaging the trailers, which, like, I worked at a DC as a yard jockey, and I know, like, dings and scratches and stuff like that, ripped off mud flaps, that stuff that happens at the DC. But like this other stuff, like tires missing tread, ABS lights being on, reefers, batteries being dead, like all these other problems that I'm constantly running into with these drop and hook loads are 100% driver not giving a crap about the next driver that's going to pick up that load. And it also kind of falls on the shippers not checking the trailers themselves before loading them, and then me getting stuck with a preloaded trailer that has all kinds of problems. And if I refuse the load at that point, it makes me look bad, and it makes RST look bad. And so I'm stuck dealing with these jacked up trailers, and Prime needs to start holding these people accountable. You know, if I drop off a messed up trailer, like, hold me accountable. Like, it needs to be done, because this is just an ongoing problem, and it's freaking ridiculous. Like, if I go to a place and I drop a perfectly good trailer, I shouldn't have to be picking up a piece of crap trailer. It's ridiculous. Like, if it's a company driver doing it, a lease purchase, lease, outside carrier, whatever, like, they need to be punished. Because this shit is so frustrating that it makes me want to quit. It makes me want to leave, not quit RST, but quit the Prime account and ask to be put on a different account, or ask to be switched to flatbed. I have 2 years of flatbed experience, oversized, all that. I'm to the point where, like, I want to go back to flatbed just so I don't have to deal with these damn drop and hook trailers or all these reefer issues, like reefer load issues. It's ridiculous. Like, I cannot wait for RST to have their own freight their own trailers, or allow me to buy my own trailer and run on the spot market and get away from this Prime stuff. Prime as a company seems to be like a great freaking company. I wish I would have got my start in the industry at Prime, because I probably would already own a truck by now. I would probably already have a fleet by now, or at least minimum, probably still been at Prime relatively happy. You know, as an outside carrier, owner operator, I feel like they're the middleman between me and my money. And with all these problems constantly happening, it's just wearing thin. And I can't say it enough. Like, I'm just so over it. And something's got to be done. Whether it's me leaving the Prime account, not leaving RST. Don't get it twisted. Like, I love RST. I'll be at RST forever. I just, this Prime stuff, like, it's frustrating. I wish somebody would listen to us. And I know I'm not the only one dealing with this. I know I'm not the only A-Fleet driver for sure, because I talked to other A-Fleet drivers. But I'm sure other Prime drivers are dealing with this same crap. And it sucks. Like, when I was at Landstar, if you did a report on a trailer and you dropped a trailer that had damages that you knew of, you got placed out of service until that trailer was repaired. And Landstar would send third-party repair companies to these shippers and receivers' property to fix these trailers, or they would, if you were still at that location and they caught you before you could leave, they would make you hook back up to that trailer and take it and get fixed. If you let them know ahead of time, hey, I have this trailer, it has this issue, they would pay you to take it and get it fixed. Over here, it's like the wild, wild west. Like, drivers can just drop off these clapped out trailers and not get like punished for it. And it's I can't. Like, I'm just gonna keep on ranting about the same thing if I just keep on with this. But something's got to change. Whether it's me getting off the Prime account, or hopefully someone from Prime that's important is watching this and they hear my pleas. Because like I said, it's a great freaking company. I make really good money when I can run and don't have all these problems. But this week, like, it's just been problematic load after problematic load after problematic trailer. And then don't even get me started with the Salt Lake terminal. I understand they're a new terminal, they're still trying to figure things out, but like, they try to put me out of service for something that they knew nothing about. They wouldn't listen to anything me or the owner of RST was trying to tell them. It took the owner of RST calling someone above them to get the problem solved. And then on top of that, like, my little card thing, the little freaking card, that Comdata card that I do my fuel and everything, it's from Prime. It has my picture on it. It's supposed to be like an all access card to get in and out of the buildings on the terminals. There's certain drop yards that have gates that card is supposed to open so you can go inside the drop yard. This whole year, my original card has not worked, and I just haven't really been at a terminal, or while I'm at a terminal, I forgot to get it taken care of. And since I've had so much downtime the last 2 days sitting at the Salt Lake City terminal, I finally I called and they said, oh, you need to go to security, they'll take care of that for you. So I go over to security, and the guy at the security window tells me, no, you need to go to the main building, go upstairs and talk to so-and-so. Like, I can't remember his name, but his office, he has the little machine and the camera and everything to do the cards. And I tell him, I say, hey, my card doesn't open up any of the doors, like, I can't get into the buildings and I have to wait for somebody to let me in. Can you fix it? And he goes, no, you need to go down to security. So go over to security and they can take care of that. And I told him, I said, I just came from security. They told me to come up here. And he said, that doesn't make any sense, but let me go ahead and make you a new card then. And the new card should fix that. So we go through the process. He makes me a new card. And as I'm leaving, I go out the doors. I wait for the doors to shut, make sure that they're locked, and I check it, and it still doesn't work. So I go back upstairs, and the guy that made the card and everything's no longer there. Went to lunch, whatever. There's another guy there. And I tell the guy, I say, hey, I was just here a couple of minutes ago, and the guy made me a new card because my card doesn't open the doors. It's still not working. He said, oh, you got to go down to security for that. And I said, I already did. They told me to come up here. And it's like a runaround, like a constant runaround, because nobody knows what the hell's going on. So the guy's like, well, it shows on the computer everything's working, so maybe you just got to wait a little while. So I was like, all right, cool. Leave. Try to leave this morning. Trailer problems. Came back. Card's still not working. So I go back over to security. It's a different security guy this time today. And I tell him, I said, hey, I came here yesterday. They told me to go upstairs. They made me a new card. The card's still not working. Is there any way you could check and figure out what's going on? And he says, oh, no, well, there's no way to check. Like, and if it hasn't been 24 hours yet, then the card's not going to work. You have to wait 24 hours. That doesn't make sense, but okay, whatever. 24 hours passed because I sat at the terminal all day today. So I went back and I tried to check the dang card, and the card's still not working. So it's just like the Salt Lake City terminal, everyone there has their head up their butt. And I understand it's a new terminal, they're still figuring things out, but for this many people at a terminal to not know what's going on is a problem. And I'm just so fed up and frustrated, it's not even funny. But so far so good on the trailer. I got like 800 more miles to go to get to Springfield. It's not going to make it on time, so I let them know that I need to reschedule it. I gave them my ETA, and they said they would let sales know and get back with me, and this was hours ago and no response. So I'm just going to get it there when I get it there, and if they're upset about it, I'm going to say, hey, check your messages, because I let them know. But good night, y'all. Try not to deal with the crap that I'm dealing with, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.